Hi, everyone. Welcome to TalkNThrash. I am Tony Loyal. I am a man in my word. I am a universal cat. I am partially healed, kind of saved. I love you and your mama. Welcome back to TalkNThrash. I am so sorry that I left y'all. I really am. Like for real this time. I'm so sorry that I had to take care of some personal business. Some more social universal business. You know what I'm saying? But I'm back. Thank you for all the likes and subscribes and the people who continue to follow me. I have a lot to get into, and I really don't want to take that long because I still got to go to Walmart. Okay. Thank you for talking thrash with me. Today, I want to talk about three things. But before we do that, of course, you know we got to boss it up, y'all. We have to boss it up. I'm sending two boss ups tonight for one company that I've mentioned before because they continue to do amazing work and for a specific individual. Even though they didn't give me a profile yet, I know enough to keep it moving. All right, let's go. Boss up. Welcome back to Talking Thrash. I am in a. You know, I had to get my diamonds and pearls. I'm in a new space. I'm in a new place. I have my little room set up that is actually a closet, so it serves a really good purpose. All my other clothes are in another place. Boss up. I want to send a special boss up once again to Foundation 2. Thank you for being present in the community and for all the people that work hard to maintain Foundation 2, crisis intervention, Lisa, everybody, everybody. Mission 2 provides a variety of crisis services, including 24/7 phone support, community based programs, and more. The service free confidential services include 24/7 phone call, text, or chat in person, support and emergency for youth shelter ages 11 through 17, workplace mental health, and suicide prevention, and community services to help stop cycles of violence because we definitely need to stop the violence. Fight the power. They are here for you and everyone, no matter who you are. Thank you, and special shout out to Foundation 2. The boss up person that I want to do is none other than a boss himself. I want to say boss up and what's up to the Tone the Boss. Okay. He is out of this area that I live in. I had the privilege of witnessing some of his great stuff and people and connections that he did when I was accompanying my friend to the Iowa Music Awards about 2 weeks ago in Burlington, Iowa. Gamma Bro needed a ride. I said, let's go. We got Gamma Fly, and it was an amazing. I really felt like I was at the Grammys, y'all. And all of the talent, but what he has produced and put on, and just all the people that I met there, and just the experience, it really felt like a big thing. And not only that, there is some really good talent in this hub of Iowa. Yeah, they might come from other places, but even like the southeast part of Iowa down to Peoria, just all so much people like St. Louis reaching Minnesota. Like it was a dope experience. So thank you, Tona Boss, for even making that come alive. Thank you so much for joining Talking Thrash. I'm gonna give y'all one more before we get. I say, why you play so much? Stop playing with these people's time. Of course, I have some water because I am dry mouth, and I have my drink of choice. None of your business, but the cup is pretty. Um, I want to get into a couple of things, and I want to not be here before you long again. I still got to go to Walmart. Okay. Talking thrash. First of all, thank you. I've been gone for a little bit. I had to take care of some things. There's been some lifting and some shifting, so I am back. New location, recreation, reintervention, reinventing. Da 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 da. What is your new beginning about, and why is your new beginning so important? Talk about reintervention. I didn't prepare for this question, but I'm going to tell you. My new beginning is more about leaving the fear of if I can't move forward behind. My new beginning is more about facing the inevitable and really tapping into why you know, feared it in the first place. I also listened to this song by Tame Impala. What was I ever afraid of? Why did I worry? And moving forward from that old place that held me, the anger, the sadness, the why, and all that stuff. You know what? It's gonna be time. I'm not holding back anymore. I'm sorry. I'm not gonna give certain people the platform of recognition, but I'm not holding back. But it's time to get some stuff in order and dot some I's and cross some T's, and you might have to do that with a pen to sign some things. So yeah, I think that reinvention is really good because I am not what I've been through. I am not addicted to the story that happened to me. I'm more addicted to the story that's going to happen for me. And I know that's easier said than done because every day stuff happens to us. At least we think it does. But I'm more concerned with what's going to happen for me because what has already happened has already happened. Again, thank you, Tame Impala. The only phase that's ever important is the one you haven't seen. The only phase that matters is the one you haven't seen. And if it calls you, you know what? That song, I Was a Stranger in the City, A Foggy Day in London Town, and then, but suddenly, I saw you there. Foggy London town. The sun was shining everywhere. Right now, I'm letting sun shine. I know it's fall and I know it get dark at 3:58 and I know that it's going to be snowing soon, but I'm still going to let the sun shine. You got me up, okay? Reinvention is so important because I am a Capricorn and we shed yearly, annually, daily. Thank you guys for joining Talk Thrash. And I know that part of the things I go through are never made for me to just sit in them. They're made for me to get through them and get over them and get stronger and not recreate those because you know better. You know better, you do better. Well, there's no well. You know better, you do better. And reinvention for me is reinventing myself on top of the challenge that I've overcome, not addicting myself to what had happened. Because what had happened was what they say what happened in New Orleans. I don't know. I've never been to New Orleans, but I understand that reinvention, reintroducing yourself to people, making sure that you give them the new you and the new boundary and the new happiness and the new joy. I talked a lot about joy on my other ones. That's important. My new beginning right now, though, I ain't gonna cap. My new beginning is amazing. I really like it. I love the positioning and the repositioning and the refocusing that I have been able to tap into and the people around me that's been supportive. Thank you guys for that. Y'all gonna get it back. No. So that is what reinvention for me is for me. Reintroducing myself to the person I know I am and standing on business with that person because you just have to go with it. If you don't, they're not going to believe you and you ain't going to believe yourself. And it's not about convincing. The only person you need to convince is you. The only person that needs to believe who you are is you. Everybody else or everything else will fall in line with that. Take time to reinvent yourself, redo some stuff, recalibrate, if you will. You know how they do the remote controls at Best Buy? Do that. Thank you for that question. Welcome to Talking Thrash. I'm feeling cozy, y'all. It's fall. This is my little, you know what? A lot of things go into lighting. This is a lamp right here, and I have other lights around. I'm winging, I'm putting pieces together, but that's okay. I'm busy. I'm real busy. Speaking of busy, when it comes to friends and dating, being too busy, is that a turnoff? Are you turned off by people who are just always busy? Talk about how we make time for what we really want and what serves us. That's what they want me to talk about. They sent me that question. First of all, for my friends, being busy is not a turnoff. I understand I'm busy and I don't even do nothing. But the last month or so, I've been very busy, just kind of going through some things. So I understand that being busy is a day, once you get into the daily mode of what you're doing, even if that's add-ons, you teach a class at night or you're back in school and you working full time and you have a family. Fortunately, I don't have, and I wouldn't say fortunately, but maybe unfortunately sometimes I don't have kids, so I don't have that person I need to go and be responsible for all the time. It's just me. I no longer have my cat. My cat is now with a new family at my decision. It was nothing bad. It's just, when you move on, you move on. And sometimes that was the last thing reminding me of that last experience. And I didn't want to take her into this one. I feel like the cat served a purpose. And so I was busy dealing with that. But I don't think that. My friends are being busy is a turnoff. Now, if we're dating, maybe. But before you date, you should know if this person is busy or not. Even when you're trying to get to know them, you should know what type of day they have or week they have on a regular. You should know, like, if they're going to be busy or not. And so if you're dating somebody that's busy, you kind of knew they were busy beforehand. You made that decision, Papi. So recalibrate, reinvent. No, but I do think that people that are intentional about dating need to understand that you need to be intentional about dating and be intentional about your life. But if you don't have a space for dating, please don't act like you do. Like, getting to know is different. But when it comes to a dating level, I'm giving what I give. You need to do the same. You can't just be like, oh, we're still getting to know each other because I'm so busy. You make time for what you want. If you can make time to go into a driveway and get a Starbucks coffee, you can make time to actually go have coffee with somebody if you like them. And let's be real, some of y'all don't like people, y'all just want to be busy. And at that point, it is a turnoff. Absolutely. So, full circle. Being busy is not a turnoff. Being busy shows that you have stuff going on. You're responsible. You know how to balance. You're in control for the most part. I mean, God is always in control. Um, but I don't think that that's a turnoff. I think that when people fake like they don't know how to handle busy and intentional dating, that's a turnoff. Because maybe you don't. Maybe you need to sit down and take some notes and take the class on like how to balance. You know what I'm saying? So thank you for that question. I know that sometimes when I'm busy, I'm not always the best friend, but I know that if I'm trying to date somebody, they gonna know. Like, and so everybody's not at the level where I need to let you know what I'm doing on a daily basis. If I like you, I'll be like, hey, I'm gonna be busy today. You might not hear from me. But if I don't like you, I'm like, oh, I've been so busy, just like, going to Walmart and Target and like, oh, like driving my car and I took a shower, just been so exhausted. Stop. If you're busy and you're trying to plan your life into the next level, I get that. But don't act like you have time when you don't. It's not a turnoff. Just be real. And on that note, I need a little real. You all hear the ice, don't you? All right, thank you for that question. Um, so in my reinvention and my new beginning, I have a smaller space. I've downsized. I love it. The only thing that kept me really sane outside of the help and the sanity and the love that I got from the people around me is watching at night tiny house living. I mean, I doze off to it. It kept me sane. It gave me a sense of peace because I know that I was coming to a smaller place. And it gave me a sense of comfort. And I've always realized this, that less is more because we need to be ready. I need to be ready. I need to stay ready. And I want to explain why the theory, that's the question. Explain your theory on why less is more. Because when you're watching tiny house living or when you're like actually living in smaller spaces, you find to multi-purpose a room, a wall, a section. My first my first apartment on my own as an adult was a studio apartment in Bronzeville, Chicago. It was right off of Oakwood, and it was 625 square feet. I didn't know what that meant at the time. I was 25, and I didn't play any games because I went there and I tried to get this smaller one, and she was like, "This lady came in and she already paid her deposit, but one upstairs available." I'm like, "That's a little too much, but let's go for it." And I learned how to multi-purpose. I had one big room that was probably maybe smaller than the dorm room or maybe bigger than the dorm room, and it had a little around the corner space, but it felt so like a house, like a mini house. And I learned to use walls and partitions. As you can see, there's a partition behind me to kind of like shield some of the noise and the sound. Which I'm gonna get better at that because right now that's my bathroom and y'all probably hear echo, but I need the lighting. So please forgive me. Ooh, ooh, please forgive me. Ooh, ooh. Less is more because you don't need all that because you don't have a place for it. You just want to have it just to have it. If it doesn't look good and it's cluttering up space that you could be having to walk around and live, then you should get rid of it. Less is more because I need to be able to count on one hand the friends that love me and that I love. Less is more because I don't have time to chase agendas, especially when you're not clear on yours. That's why less is more. Less is more because there's only so much that we should be handling as humans on a daily basis, especially in these trying times. We should not be like bumblebee. We should really be balanced and we should really not be juggling. And if you have more stuff, you don't know where to find what you need. If you have 50 friends at your birthday, you don't know which ones really are going to take care of you if something happens, or who's going to pay for your meal, or who's going to really tell you the truth about old girl from your job. Whatever. Less is more because we maintain better with what we need versus what we want. And I'm going to leave it at that. I'm maintaining better with less because I have more to do with what is there. I like that. Thank you. All right. I want to send a shout out to my brothers, Gamma Phi Chi Fraternity, Non Collegiate Greek Fraternity, LLC. And listen, this is a gift that brother Mikey D, Gamma Phi Chi got us. It is a, a necklace, and it's a necklace of our logo, our letters, and also the first three real members, consistent members, me, Brian, Mikey D, uh, DJ Cruz. Shout out to Gamma Grind, Tony Chapman, our newest member. This is so beautiful. I love it. He gave us to us at the restaurant, and I wanted to cry. So thank you for this. Shout out to Gamma Phi Chi. We're men of character, men of standard. We honor brotherhood. We advocate for men's mental health, and we are here to be building from within amongst ourselves. So thank you for that. Talking Thrash, listen, y'all can download and rewatch if you want. I want to keep this under a certain time. And because I haven't been here so long, I did ramble, but it's okay. We're in a new space. We're reinventing ourselves. We are going to be not as busy so we can continue to balance. And we said less is more. So less time, more intake. Thank you. I love you and yo mama. Listen, who am I? I am a man of my word. I am a universal cat. I am partially healed, kind of saved. I love you and your mama. Thank you for talking thrash with Tony Loyal. Deuces. I'm just going to go ahead and do that till the camera go out because I love this thing here. I love it. Bye, y'all.